Imagine, for example, you're the father of a little girl who, in a matter of hours, is diagnosed with cancer and is taken to the major treatment centre in your state. You are then all of a sudden 500 kilometres away from your wife, your little girl. You're looking after your other children who don't understand where mum and their sister have gone. The cost becomes enormous. The phone bills are astronomical because your only connection to your family is through phone and through text. We were able to listen to his concerns, his worries, his stress of the bills, but also of the experience and his separation from his family. We can provide support emotionally for him, but we can also provide access to our financial assistance program, helping him to focus on supporting his family. Redkite provides social workers in the hospital on the front line for families when they're first diagnosed and come into hospital. We also have social workers in the community-based support team, which is one of my roles, where we do support through telephone and email counselling at any time in the family's cancer experience, so from diagnosis through to coming off treatment to bereavement and all areas of support that the families need. At Redkite, we aim to walk alongside families and help them to achieve what's important to them. We aim to recognise their own stability, their dignity and their hope, and how we can support them through this. We have mothers who call every day saying that they feel like they're going crazy, that they should be feeling better by now, that it's been 6 months since their child died of cancer and everyone keeps telling them they should be feeling better. How do they move on from their child? Our question is, why do you move on from our child? Why move on? Carry them with you. And that's where we try and support families through individual bereavement support, through bereaved telegroups where they can link up with their peers and provide support to each other around their feelings and their isolation. If you can imagine back to being a 15-year-old and in grade 11 you're diagnosed with cancer, you're missing an entire year of school, you miss school dances, parties, friends' birthdays, all the rituals and milestones that are part of your development, of becoming an adult, of being a teenager, of having that independence from your parents. And as a young person, they often don't want to share with their parents how they're feeling because of the fear that they have of what may happen to them and the stress that may cause for their parents and the guilt that they have around that. Redkite can't take away this experience for young people, but what we can do is provide support to encourage them, to enable them to still be a young person, to still be along that developmental process and happen to have cancer. Young people seem to prefer the email counselling. It's something that they can control, that they have the ability to engage in when they want to engage in, when they want to talk to someone about their cancer experience, and we can support them, help them reduce that sense of isolation, normalise their experience. They're not the only one out there with cancer. What we're always trying to do is to develop new programs to meet families' needs and to collaborate with other children's and young people's charities in the sector to develop programs that are more suited to what they need. And young people, for example, are a big gap in the service area, and we know that typically they won't engage in some of the more traditional methods of counselling. What we're trying to do is find mediums of support that they identify with, using social media, using film, collaborating with international organisations around this, and how we can bring that service, that support to young people in Australia.